In our marriage, everything by the world's standards was absolutely against us. There was no one, in fact, even some Christians, who would say that we would survive.
Stephen and Christina Suarez married 3 months after they met. He was a meth user who had done prison time for domestic violence. Christina was twice divorced and had 2 children at home.
I thought it was going to be happy-go-lucky. It was anything but that.
We married quickly, in codependence, in addiction, and in unhealthy mental and emotional state. Right after we got married, I was pregnant. With that excitement was hell.
You know, I wasn't really looking to be a dad. No, I was too busy getting high.
Stephen was orphaned as a child and never learned to deal with conflict.
It was so frustrating to not be able to voice my emotions because I didn't know what frustration or irritation, love, compassion, concern looked like. So it was from 0 to anger, and I would explode.
Early into their marriage, Stephen's anger erupted.
I can't remember what all had happened, but I laid my hand on my wife, and she fell on the ground.
He drank alcohol, and he just, I think, blacked out and just started beating me. Or it broke my face, and in front of the kids. And he ended up going to prison for a short while.
As part of his sentence, Stephen went to counseling and took steps to restore their marriage.
He wanted our marriage to be successful. He had no clue how. I think he'd had counseling before for aggression, but this time he went into it with a want to get on the other side of anger.
The marriage was not going good at all. You know, I was willing to try anything.
One afternoon, Stephen noticed a church near his son's soccer practice. He walked in and asked to talk with the pastor.
I didn't know why I went into that church. I just know I needed help. And I looked him in his eyes and I said, I need help. He said, you need Jesus.
Christina met Stephen at the church with divorce papers in hand. She wasn't convinced the church offered a solution.
2 pastors had been meeting with him during that prayer time.
And that prayer, I felt peace. You know, I felt real peace. I felt comfort that there was hope for my marriage.
I told him, I said, all right, this is finally it. This is the all bottom low. You say your God can fix it, then you have him fix it. Otherwise, here's the papers. I'm done.
Even though she was hesitant at first, they started attending church and marriage counseling. Soon, both became Christians and saw positive changes in their lives.
The change in my heart is when I think we really started coming together. I consistently, you know, prayed to God. I consistently let him shape and mold me.
When we sincerely decided to let God actually do the work and sit back and be obedient to what his instructions were, things were broken off. And permanently. Drug addiction, broken off. Physical abuse, broken off. There was a lot of bad behaviors, broken off completely.
They also committed to a 10-week course of marriage coaching that gave them tools on how to effectively love and communicate with each other.
This is so hard, but it was the first time that we had each looked at ourselves, honestly, and it was scary and it was a mess. And as a woman, the first thing that I learned that was the most difficult was letting God deal with Stephen in God's way and not my way. And that's when I started appreciating seeing what God was doing. Because I was like, oh, it took a load off and the results were way better.
Today, their marriage is happy and healthy. They say putting Jesus at the center of their lives has been the key to their success.
All my hope comes from him. And he continues to give me hope. Stuff today that would have knocked me down years ago, I don't even wobble today. I know what it's like to live without him, and I know what it's like to live with him. It's amazing.
You have to know God for God and let God be God. Otherwise, things will not change. So I'm very, very thankful that I was blessed to see those moments with God, and now I'm thinking, oh, yes.
Stephen and Christina say they are grateful they serve a God who restores broken lives.
She's a great wife. She's my friend. She's my best friend. She's beautiful. And she's got a lot of patience to put up with me.
Yes, I have an amazing husband. And yes, I'm more in love with him today than I have ever been. But I'm excited because now I'm excited to how many generations forward do I get to see. So it's outside of just our marriage now. We started including Bible studies for our children every day. They're very enthusiastic, and we get excited because now it's starting to live.
Jesus in the middle of our marriage. You know, if I trust the Jesus in my wife, and if she trusts the Jesus in me, then there's nothing her and I can't get through. Nothing. With God, all things are possible. There's no doubt about that.